friend of mine, 62 years old.
Yep.
He's been a carpenter 40 years.
Okay.
Right. He builds tiki huts.
Okay.
Like custom, really nice
That is cool.
tiki huts.
That's
right?
very
Like,
cool.
Like his work is like perfect. Right. And he posted something on Facebook the other day. He was like, hey, I'm 60 years old. I was trying this thing that people are talking about called ChatGPT.
Okay.
He's like, I
Have
uploaded.
you heard of it?
Yeah, but it's new to him, right?
Yeah,
Like we
true.
just assume
No,
that
of course.
people, and he uploads 4 pictures of his tiki huts and
Okay.
asks GPT to make him a flyer.
Mhm.
And he's like, I like the end result. He's like, so I posted it in one of the tiki forums,
Yeah.
right? And he's like, that flyer got several hundred comments, with the vast majority of them being negative, saying, you know, they'll never buy a tiki hut from him because he's using AI to make fake tiki huts. And like the comments just went on and on and on.
Wow.
And I'm like, here's a 60-some-year-old guy that's literally trying to like make his tiki huts look
Yeah.
a little bit nicer and create like a basic flyer, right? Like it was basic, but it was
Yeah.
kind of cool. It showed 4 different types of tiki huts that he's built. But the amount of flack that he got for that,
Why
right?
though?
I don't know. I think we are.
Are we already at the robot rebel? We're rebelling against the
So
robots?
I think it's gotten to that point, right? Like I'll give you another example. There's a guy that has a YouTube channel, huge musician.
Yeah.
Went on CBS and showed them what Suno was capable of,
Okay. Yeah.
right? With the
Oh, I
music.
think I saw this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
With the music and stuff,
Yeah.
right? And the amount of people that had negative comments about it, right? And I'm like, so we're getting to this stage where people are becoming hugely anti-AI. Like there's a pocket of anti-AI, pro-AI, and then there's just the people in the middle,
Yeah.
right? And you and I both know the loudest
Who
voices
just I just
are,
want to get to work. I don't care.
right. Like we both know the loudest people are the ones that
Right,
sit
of
on the
course.
ends, right? So I've been thinking about this a lot this week. Is like AI is just technology. It's the next step, right? And people are like, well, it's not real music if it's made by AI. It's not a real graphic if it's made by AI.
Mm.
And I'm like, weren't we having these arguments where it's like, it's not real art if it's made on a computer? I mean, that argument I remember
Yeah,
those
sure.
arguments
Right.
taking place
Yeah.
in the 90s.
If someone
right?
didn't draw it, right?
Right.
Yeah.
It's not art, right?
Yeah.
It's not music unless there's a human involved. Well, can they use autotune? Like
Yeah, but I
can you-
think it's the creativity aspect of
right.
it.
So what has happened over time, right? Who the creative person is shifts,
Mm-hmm.
right? So back in the day, it was the guy that knew how to use a paintbrush, right? Or could draw with a pencil. Then we got into graphic arts. Well, now it's the guys that know how to use computers and can see it. Well,
Okay, hold on.
Who's the next round of creators?
So I haven't thought this through, but
Mm-hmm.
the first thing that pops into my mind, do you remember the scandal with Milli Vanilli?
Oh yeah.
Is there a way to equate this with that I'm missing? Like,
Well,
I feel like there's a way because
they were using ghost singers.
but
right?
right, exactly,
Yeah.
because it wasn't actually the guys that were
Mhm.
singing that you're saying, hey, it's you know, they're the ones in the video,
Right.
So there was behind the scenes people actually
Yes.
doing. Is that kind of the same thing here?
But I mean,
'Cause
that's-
everyone was furious about that.
But that's like the vast majority of books about people or business books.
Ghostwriters,
They're all ghostwritten.
Right.
Right. Like the name
Right.
on the cover is not the person that wrote the book.
right?
Right. So like, should that be outrageous?
I don't know.
Right. So
I don't.
but my point is, getting good output from AI is a skill.
That in itself is a skill. Yes.
Correct. That's a skill set, right? Like just like plucking a guitar is a skill set. Being able to sing, being able to produce, being able to do graphic design, like all of these things are things that were just niched down because very few people could do that actual portion of it, right? What AI has done and is doing is revolutionizing who has access to it, right? Like I have a friend of mine who plays bass, but he loves writing songs. Like he has a library of probably 500 songs that he's written, but he's never been in an opportunity where he had a band that he could play with.
Mhm.
But he has the melody in his head. He can play it on the bass, but he doesn't have a singer, right? And he doesn't have the rest of the band. That's now an opportunity for a musician to create the melody, create the bass line, and then fill in the instruments using AI and pick whatever vocals he wants to
Yep.
sing the music, right? Are you telling me that he's not an artist?
Well, what about the, you know, like, take, I can't use Prince because he's obviously a fantastic artist, but think about the guy you never heard of before who writes great music and then someone else sings it and performs it,
Hmm.
right? Is that performer the artist, or
Right.
is the guy who wrote the
But
music the
but
artist?
that's the thing is to create a song, for example, right? Just like when we create a flyer, there's multiple people involved in the process, right? So who is ultimately the creative one? Is it the one that's actually moving the pieces around on the
Yeah.
screen? Or is it the guy that can walk over and go, that doesn't look right. We need to,
This feeds into
right? Artist, art director,
well, yeah.
right?
This feeds into a legal theory now that's been
Hmm.
going around for a while, where they're trying to determine if training ChatGPT or other of these AI platforms on an existing artist's work
Hmm.
constitutes copyright infringement. So, for example, I'm just gonna make up an artist, you know, Joe Schmo. Okay, artist Joe
Hmm.
Schmo is famous and still alive today, and is famous for having these abstract drawings
Hmm.
or yeah, abstract drawings. And you train Chat GPT, we'll use as an example,
Okay.
on Joe Schmo's work,
Yep.
right? And other people, Da Vinci, et cetera, et
Yep.
cetera. And so when someone says to Chat GPT, make a drawing for me in the style of Joe Schmo,
Okay.
and it does it,
Okay.
is that copyright infringement?
Okay. So if I take you to the Philly Art Museum and I show you a bunch of paintings
Right.
as an art
Yeah.
student, and we get back and I say, I need you to make an art piece in the style of the artist we
Right.
just saw.
Yeah.
Is that copyright
I
infringement?
agree with you.
Right?
I
Like
agree with you entirely.
it's becoming a
But
very fine line with all of this stuff, right?
right,
Like, because I can write in the style of Shakespeare, right? Doesn't mean that I'm copying Shakespeare.
right.
It just means that's where I got my inspiration from, right?
But that, okay, that I was going to use that word, inspiration. That's
Hmm.
the exact word I was going to go with. That's the issue. Is it inspired when it's Chat GPT? Or
Um,
is it mimic? Is
so,
it
but
copying?
here's the thing, right? Because you're forgetting ChatGPT or any of these AIs don't do anything until you tell it to do something.
No, I understand that.
So you are the
But
creative.
that's also like saying that the music, the song that I
Mhm.
downloaded from Napster 20 years ago,
Right.
right, isn't being played until I hit the play button. So is it actually copywriting it? Is it copyright infringement until I play it? Right? What if I just download it and haven't played it? Is it still copyright infringement? So right, so it's
Hmm.
kind of the same thing.
Right.
That was an argument for a while too.
Well, that was for a long time.
Yeah. So that's still the question here is until I tell it to make the art in the form of Joe Schmo, has copyright has there any copyright issue occurs or any legal issues? Have I stolen Joe Schmo's art?
Right. Well, yeah.
Right? It's an
It's
interesting
yeah,
question. It really is.
but
I
it's
think at the end of the day, no. I don't think that's going to happen.
I think if it copies things verbatim,
Yep.
right? Just like if I'm writing a book, right? Because I've written a couple of books,
Yeah.
I can't go and copy someone else verbatim and not think that it's copyright, right?
Right.
But I'll give you a story. Back when I was working professionally in a kitchen, right? The chef comes out with a new plate that was going on the menu, the new menu, right? And he goes, "Look what I just came up with."
Yep.
Right? And we look at it and go, "Wow, that's really pretty," right? 6 months later, I'm at his house because we're putting together a new menu again, and I'm flipping through his cooking books. What do I see on page 17? Right?
Right.
The dish that he, in his mind, thought he had come up with, not realizing he hadn't opened that cooking book in like 7 years.
And it's stuck in the back of his mind somewhere. Yeah,
Correct,
sure.
right?
Yeah.
So he thought it was an original creation.
Yeah.
And it's the same thing like I've written books where it's almost verbatim. Like 3 people write the exact same thing, right? Like, because how many ways can you explain something?
Yeah.
Like, business books are infamous for it, self help books, infamous for it. Like, go read a book on neurolinguistic programming and tell me that they aren't basically copies of one another, right? Like,
But that you can't copy. So just for legal theory, and there's actually a couple questions we'll get to
mhm,
in a second.
yeah,
For legal theory, um, when it comes to copyright, you can't copyright an idea,
right.
right? An idea becomes possibly a patent, possibly
Hmm.
depending on certain circumstances. You can't copyright an idea. So like the example we always give is you can't copyright the idea of a boy wizard who makes friends in a big castle and blah 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 blah
Right,
blah, flies on a broom and stuff like that. You
right,
can't copyright that. You can copyright the story that you tell.
right.
I could make a book that is 90% Harry Potter
Hmm.
and be okay from a copyright standpoint,
Right.
as long as I don't use the same names, same
Correct.
locations, the same look and feel, et cetera,
Yeah.
right? When it comes to copyright law, it's what's called the heart of the piece, the heart of the piece of the art, right?
Hmm.
What is the heart of that piece of work? And if you're stealing that, then it's a theft of copyright,
Got it.
okay? So the question still stands if because I agree with you. If I go to the museum and I teach my son, go look at Da Vinci.
Hmm.
Just take 4 hours to just look at all the Da Vinci pictures. Now
Yep.
go home and make your own creation in the style of Da Vinci.
Yeah.
That's not copyright theft.
Right.
It's not. But I wonder if it's different when it's AI
I don't.
because
So,
it's a computer.
so here's the thing that threw me off with all of this, right? Is did you ever look up? There's a video called Axis of Awesome.
Yeah.
They're a humor band, right? And they literally play every single hit for the last 20 years using 4 chords and never really change the melody.
Yeah.
And every single hit song fits on top of it. Like we're talking Lion King, we're talking Four Non Blondes, we're talking
Yep.
like all of it, right?
Yeah.
It all fits on those four
Of
chords,
course.
right? Because I think what
I've
in
seen it. Yeah,
yeah,
I
yeah.
know it. I know it.
So like were they all stealing from each other?
No, because you're taking those chords and using them in different ways, and you're adding different things to them.
Possibly. Some of them are the same 4 chords repeated.
Well, I mean, what are there? There's 7 different types of what you have comedy, you have drama,
Hmm.
you have horror, right? There's like 7 different. I think it's 7 different types
Right.
of whatever it's called, whatever it's. I can't think of the word. Anyway, does that mean that everyone who's written a different comedy is stealing from each other because it's funny,
Right.
right?
This is where it. So all I'm saying is AI is just allowing more people to play this game now,
Yeah.
right? Like that's all it's done. It's opened the door. And people are upset about it
It
because it
is,
now
but
requires
it
less
required
talent.
there's some real legal implications there that
Oh, I
have to
get
be
it. I
resolved.
I get it. I mean, it's the same
So
thing with writing or any of it, right?
Tiberius on TikTok says, "Here's a simple fix. If it's made by a machine, it has the value of a Xerox printed piece of paper." Not necessarily. I mean, because let
Okay.
me put it to you like this. Well, I know what he's saying, but let's
So
put it to you like this.
so a Tesla that's 90% made by robots
Right.
is now basically valueless because it's made by robots.
Well, no, I don't think that's what he's saying. I think what he's saying is that uh, when a machine makes it,
Hmm.
it's just like if you were to take a picture, like let's
Yep.
take what's his name, the Campbell soup, the picture, um, in the '60s and '70s, the big artist,
I wasn't here in 60s and
yeah, but you
70s.
know who he is.
Oh,
I'm drawing a blank. I don't
okay.
know why I'm drawing a blank.
Okay.
Anyway, all right, let's just take Picasso, right?
Yeah.
You take a Picasso and you make a photocopy of it on a Xerox, right?
Hmm.
What most people think, and I think maybe that's where Tiberius is going here. What most people think is that's worth, it's just it's a piece, it's a Xerox. What's it worth? That's actually copyright infringement. You can't do that,
Correct.
right? So there are certain things that, and if you take a machine and the machine duplicates something that's
Hmm.
already in existence, that's still copyright infringement, even though a
Correct.
machine did it, right?
I get it. If you're making an identical copy, right?
If you're making something that's similar and again, as I said, it's the
Right.
heart of the art.
So I will argue that it's not worthless because I can buy $24.99 at the Constitution Center a copy of the Declaration of Independence that's
Yeah.
basically a photocopy. So
Yeah,
it's
but
not
that,
worth nothing.
well, Declaration of Independence can't be copyrighted, but okay.
No, but what I'm saying is you go to an art museum, there's going to be posters of famous paintings you can buy,
Yeah,
right?
sure. They've been allowed to do that.
Correct.
You have
So
to have the
it's
royalty to do
so
that.
even a copy can hold value.
Oh no, copycat over,
Right.
absolutely. Oh my God, of
So,
course.
but I think that's what people are missing with this whole thing is it always creating something new? No. But I mean, realistically, are most artists creating something new all the time? Because I've listened to
Yeah, it's
right?
the
It's
same music over and over
yeah,
again.
like
A lot of, not all cases, but in a lot of
like
cases.
my daughter was playing some of her pop the other day, and I couldn't tell the artists apart.
Yeah.
I literally could not tell them apart. They all sounded the same music, same. And I'm like, so this is art now? Like, how is this any more art than
No,
AI?
I agree. Actually, that feeds into this next comment I'm going to get to from J.H. Lowry says, the minute that value has been established, it's copyright infringement. You don't have to establish, just so you know, you don't have to establish value
Hmm.
for it to be copyright. If I take, or your daughter or anybody
Hmm.
takes a piece of paper and draws something on it and I put it in a desk drawer somewhere,
Yeah,
that's still my copyright. It's not, even though it has zero value to anybody, it still
correct.
has copyright. So it doesn't have to have value. And when I copyright, if I were to steal someone's copyright, I don't have to actually have created value in order for it to be infringement.
Right.
So in other words, the big thing was always with the video cassettes, right? It says in the beginning, right? If or even DVDs, if if you were to duplicate this, even duplication without
Hmm.
monetary reward is still copyright infringement,
Right.
right? So it doesn't, you don't have to create value in the duplicate, and the original doesn't have to
Hmm.
have value either. So when you're talking about like music, right?
Yeah.
I mean, you could go back. It's funny if you listen to songs from the 70s
Yep.
or the 80s or the
Yep.
80s, and when we were kids, we thought, oh wow, this is great. Then go listen to songs from the 30s. They're the same song.
Yeah.
Now listen to music today. It's the same music, just being used in a different format. Like you said, the same four chords, right? Just being used in different formats with
And
different things
it's the
added to
same
it.
thing with a
Are
lot.
we creating value? I don't know. Was the original the valuable thing?
I, it's the same thing with books, right?
Yeah.
You can read two books by two different authors, and you're like, they're basically saying the same thing, right? Like at the core of it, it's the same thing. They
Yeah.
may not be using the exact same words in the same order, but they're teaching you both the exact same principle,
Yeah.
right? My my only point with all of this was creativity has always shifted throughout time, right? It was one person that was the only person able to do this at some point,
Right.
right? Like metalworking.
Yes.
Metalworking could only be done by very, very specific people.
Right.
Then we added machinery. Now more people could do that, right? Then we added automation and CNC machines. Well, now even more people could do more detailed metalworking, right?
Yep.
And we're getting to a point where AI is going to be able to do a lot of that metalworking. Well, does that mean that it no longer holds value because AI was able to do it, right? Like it's just, I guess I see it in a way where creativity is so because God knows how much music gets published every year, right? But we only hear the same 100 songs a
Yeah.
year, right?
Yeah.
We're now going to get flooded with it because more people have an opportunity to be creative because the tools that are being used were simplified. Like I remember when EDM music first came out.
What a great day.
Yeah, but people were like, "That's not real music.
That's not real music, I
It's all
know.
made on a computer."
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, so
And
but it still has a beat, it still has a rhythm, it still hits hard,
I
right?
mean,
Like,
there was a time where oh, do you remember the movie Tron?
yeah,
Like way back the old school
oh yeah,
Tron, right? Do you know that that movie was not allowed to receive a nomination for special effects
because they used
award because
CGI.
they used computer graphics,
Huh?
and at the time, computer graphics were deemed to
Yes,
be ineligible
yeah,
for awards.
right. Which
Now everything's computer graphics.
correct, right?
I mean, half the movie shot in front of a
So
green screen anymore.
so I think we're getting to a stage now as people are starting to understand, and I don't think people fully understand what a lot of these AI tools are capable of,
Yeah,
but it's going to get to a point where it's just like when we introduced the computer, when the Excel spreadsheet took over the manual bookkeeping on an actual book, right? There's going to be people that are really, really, really good at using those tools. Just like there's people that are really, really, really good at using their voice,
Yeah.
right? And you're gonna get a new genre of music, right? I have a feeling that at some point they are going to label AI music in a separate category temporarily, and then eventually that's just gonna be as normal as everything else, right?
Maybe.
No, I think where the differentiator is going to be is musical artists that can actually perform are going to be making all of their money doing live shows, things like that. Not
Yeah.
not the stuff
Oh,
people
that's already happening.
correct.
Yeah.
So and I
It was different before. It used to
correct.
be the live shows were there to
Oh yeah.
promote the sales of the albums.
Oh,
Now the live shows are where the
Pr-
artists make most of their money.
Prince came up with the greatest marketing stunt of all time, and the
Yeah.
studio shut him down. I've told you this story,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Where he literally wanted to take a CD and send it to every household
Yep.
in London.
Hmm.
Yeah,
Well,
brilliant,
tell
right?
them.
Because there were at the time there was no value. There were very, very little money for Prince selling a CD,
Mhm.
right? As a marketing campaign, it was cheaper for him to promote the concert by sending a CD to every single
Yeah.
household in London. And they were calculating just on the first concert, he not only would have made his money back, it would have paid for the entire production,
Yeah.
everything of the CD. The second show would have been all profit,
Yeah.
right? And this is what, late 90s,
Yeah.
early
Early
2000s,
2000s.
right?
Yeah, late 90s, I
Where there
think.
was really no value in selling a CD.
Right.
As like same thing. If you buy my book on Amazon, right? It's I don't know, 1999 I think it is, right? Do you know how much of that I get?
I have no idea.
$2.47,
Nice. Yes.
right?
Congratulations.
The rest goes to the printer, the publisher,
Right.
Amazon, like
Right.
everybody takes a cut along the way, right? So like if I can sell you the book directly, I make $6.
Oh,
Right?
yeah.
Because I get a discount when I have it
Right.
printed, right?
Right.
And buy it direct. But it's the same thing, um, like with music, right? Streaming services. Who's making all the money in the music industry right now?
Uh, well,
The Spotify's,
Spotify.
the Amazons, the
Right.
right? Yeah. Artists like Spotify just put in a rule, I believe, that if you don't have 1,000 streams at least a month, you forfeit your right to the royalties until you hit 1,000
Wow.
streams.
That's harsh.
Well, I know.
Jeez.
But it's the same thing with self-published books, right? Do you know do you know what the number is for average number of self-published books sold?
10.
No, it's somewhere I think the average is like 700,
Is it
right?
okay? I
So
honestly wouldn't think it's that
so
high.
so if you do the math, well, because it's across all of it,
Yeah,
right?
it's
Like
true.
so Alex Hermosi sells 100 million
Yeah,
copies.
okay, got it.
He skews
But if you think about
he
that, right, he
skews
skews the numbers way high because I'll
correct.
bet you the average 900 million sales books is probably like
Probably
100 books or something like
correct,
that,
right? So
and it's
if
all friends and family.
correct. And if you think about it, like I just told you, you make $2.47 on a
Yeah,
$20 book, right? And if it costs you $2,000 to go through the self-publishing process, you will never break even,
yeah,
right? So you have to use it for something else, or you have to be able to market it to be in that top small percentage,
right.
right? Um, but yeah, it's just it's all very interesting to me because I see it as part of evolution. I see it as the next tractor, right? People were up in arms when the tractor came out.
Oh, they're up
How
when electric
how
when
is
cars
the
came
yeah
out in
right?
general.
How is
Cars
the
in general.
tractor going to take care of the land? Blah 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 blah. Well,
Yeah,
it still does it
get
to
a
this
horse,
day,
you know.
right? Like, mm-hmm.
Right.
So
Oh
yeah,
man, this is a deep rabbit
so
hole. I'll tell you that
it
we could
is.
really get into.
But the thing for me was that triggered me was that you have this 60-year-old carpenter that tried to create a flyer and was met with such hostility trying to showcase his work in a different way,
Yeah.
right? I'm like, you people need to get off your high horse for a second, right? Like, I don't think you have any idea what the average small business owner goes through and the stuff that they have to figure out on their own.
Yeah.
And the fact that there's now a tool that can help them with it, you should be celebrating the fact that he actually went and created a flyer and took that initiative,
Well, that
right?
I agree with, right? I have no problem with someone who owns a business. I mean, I have no problem with any of this, but I'm saying I would certainly have no problem with somebody who owns a business going out there and trying to, make their own marketing and get things out the door. I think and I don't know why people are giving them hate. I think where the hate comes from in a lot of ways is when people just use AI for the creative aspects, right? And try to pass it off as, hey, look at this great thing I made. You didn't make anything. You hit a few, you typed in a few keys and, AI spit out a song for you. It doesn't mean that you're now a songwriter.
Right. So, but that's the thing
Or
is
are you?
right. But it comes because you still had to prompt it to write those lyrics.
Right.
Right.
Well, you did like you did with your golf songs.
So now
Your
I actually,
ridiculous golf songs.
but I actually write most of those lyrics, right?
Do you really?
Oh yeah.
Oh, I thought you used AI
Oh
for that.
no. So
Okay.
I use AI for like outlines,
Okay.
but then I go in and I basically rewrite every single song because
Oh, I didn't know that.
AI sucks at rhyming and like matching words because it thinks something is pronounced a certain way, but it can't. And
Yeah.
then same thing, you have to understand that the music AI output, it cannot pronounce certain things.
hmm
It can't pronounce putter. Well, make a golf song without mentioning a putter.
Right.
A lot of names it can't do. It struggles with like Brooks Koepka. It can't say Koepka. It can't say Scotty Scheffler.
Gotcha. Because
Um,
it doesn't. It knows the letters, but it doesn't know
correct.
what
So
the
like
pronunciation is.
when I created the song about Scotty Scheffler, I had to be careful not to use his last name because
Right.
AI can't pronounce it. So it's called Walking with Scotty, right? Because I couldn't make it Walking with Scheffler
That's
because
funny.
I now know that it can't do it, right? So there's really, and there's a difference between people that are doing it at the least level,
Yeah.
right? Like minimum effort, right? Do I think most of those are ever going to use AI to write a hit song? Probably
No.
not, right? Like if you don't know when to ask it for certain things,
Although,
for a beat drop, well, it could
it's
get
probably
there.
a matter of time before you get an AI song in the top charts.
There's already an artist on YouTube um, that is, I think, number 19 for June
In
in
the Billboard?
on YouTube, just YouTube.
On YouTube. No,
Correct.
I'm talking about the
But I
Billboard
think he's like the
charts.
19th most played musical artist on
Yeah.
YouTube, and it's all AI
It's all
music.
AI music.
Yeah. If you found this clip interesting, make sure to go listen to the full podcast. There's lots more content there.